the holy name, which are to be avoided by Srila Vasudevaya in the Mahapurushas. Number 1, to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord. Number 2, to consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of the Lord Vishnu. Number 3, to disobey the orders of the spiritual master. 4, to blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scripture in pursuance to the Vedic version. 5, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. 6, to give some introduction to the holy name of the Lord. 7, to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. 8, to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious civic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, karma kanda. 9, to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. 10, to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachment even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to achieve the desired success Krishna Prema. Once again, thank you very much for joining the Bhakti Sangha conference call today. I welcome all of you. Let us move to our next session. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा वंदना माता जी, धन्यवाद प्रणाम श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, गुरु महाराज की जय, श्यामा गौरी दासी प्रभुशाल.
Hare Krishna, Shama Gauri Mataji, Dandavats Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा वंदना माता जी, धन्यवाद प्रणाम श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, गुरु महाराज की जय. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devi Dasi from Texas.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, Dandavats Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vedana Mataji, all glory to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. My humble obeisance to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devi Dasi from Raleigh.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji, Dandavats Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vadana Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, and all glories to the assembled devotees. This is Tiffany in Pennsylvania. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Tiffany Mataji, Dandavats Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vadana Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. This is Radhika from Pakistan.
Hare Krishna, Radhika Mataji, Dandavats Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna. Is anybody else would like to introduce themselves?
Hare Krishna, Dhanavad Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all the Vaishnavas. This is Manisha from Charlotte.
Hare Krishna, Manisha Mataji, Dandavats Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
The recording has started.
Kalasudha
This session is no longer being recorded.
Hare Krishna, this is Kalasudha Devidasi. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Srila Guru Maharajas.
Hare Krishna, Kalasudha Mataji, Dandavats Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
The recording has started.
Welcoming all of you to the Bhakti Sangha conference call. Today we are very fortunate to have Her Grace Kanasuda Mataji. Mataji is going to enlighten us on the topic of Sri SaciSuta Ashtakam, session 4. Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much for your valuable time and association to us this morning and enlightening us on this topic. I'll hand over the call to you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Vardhana Mataji. And thank you to all the organizers for allowing us this opportunity to serve you. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Nama Pankajanabhaya Nama Pankajamaline Nama Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangraye Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we will continue the last two verses from Sri SaciSuta Ashtakam, which is composed and written by Srila Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. So we are in the last two verses today. This will be the final session on Sri SaciSuta Ashtakam. Text 7. Yugadharmayutam puna nandasutam dharanishu chitram bhavabhavochitam tanudhyanachitam nijavasayutam pranamami SaciSuta Gauravaram Pranamami SaciSuta Gauravaram Pranamami SaciSuta Gauravaram. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is accompanied by the Sankirtan movement, which is the religious practice for the age of Kali. He is the son of Nanda Maharaj come again. He is the extraordinary, brilliant ornament of the earth. His preaching mood is suitably adapted to the cycle of birth and death. His consciousness is fixed in meditation on his own form of Krishna. He is always accompanied by his transcendental abode. I bow down to Gaura, the beautiful son of Mother Shachi. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimati Radhanath Swaminiti Namine Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimati Jayapataka Swaminiti Namine Namacharya Padaya Nitaya Kripa Padayane Gaura Katha Dhamadaya Nagara Gramatarine Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So here in this seventh verse, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya very beautifully describing that how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is always accompanied by his Sankirtan movement, which is the religious practice for the age of Kali. Kolikale Nam Rupe Krishna Avatar. This is very specifically mentioned that in this Kali Yuga, Krishna appears as his holy name. And very specifically also in the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said what is the Yuga Dharma for this Kali Yuga. Very specifically it has been said, where it is also made about the prediction of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right in Srimad Bhagavatam in Canto 11, chapter 5, text 32, which says, Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishnam Sangopangastra Parshadam Yagyai Sankirtana Prayer Yajanti Hi Sumedasaha. That in this age of Kali, people who are endowed with sufficient intelligence will worship the Lord who is accompanied by his associates by performance of the Sankirtan Yajna. Those who are very intelligent will perform the Sankirtan Yajna. Yajantihi sumedhasaha. Not just medha. Medha means intelligent. But sumedha means very intelligent. Only the very intelligent people will take up to this process of the Sankirtan Yajna. That's why Srila Prabhupada was very careful that Prabhupada said that those who come into this Hare Krishna movement, they are not ordinary souls. Anyone who is chanting Hare Krishna is not an ordinary soul. Anyone who is coming to the shelter at the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada is not an ordinary soul. Srila Prabhupada always says that it takes buckets of blood to make one devotee. We should be very careful when we associate with devotees. Treat everyone with respect, with love, genuinely. Associate with like-minded devotees. If we don't have like-mindedness with somebody and they're not matching with our wavelength, it's not that we start, defaming them or we start criticizing them. Srila Prabhupada has given us a way that we can stay away in a respectful distance, in a respectable manner. But we respect everybody, respect all Vaishnavas, no matter what relationship we have with them. Respecting everybody, Never speak bad about anybody. It hurts Krishna when we do that. So we should be very, very careful how we are treating devotees in this Sankirtan mission of the Lord. Srila Prabhupada, he very specifically said one time in Srimad Bhagavatam class, Srila Prabhupada was giving the Bhagavatam class, and that time Srila Prabhupada said, if I would reveal to you who is sitting next to you, he was telling the crowd of his disciples, that if I reveal to you the original identity of the personality who is sitting next to you, you would faint. The fact being that Srila Prabhupada recognized each and every soul who is part of this Sankirtan movement of the Lord to be a very, very, very special soul. Srila Prabhupada would, anyone who would come to Krishna, anyone who would come to Srila Prabhupada would always say, my Guru Maharaj has personally sent you to assist me in his mission. That's something very special. So with being special comes responsibility at the same time. You can't just say that, oh, I'm special. With speciality comes extra responsibility. The extra responsibility is that whoever we come in touch with, let's make them extra special too. And treat everyone how we would like everyone to treat us. If we would like everyone to treat us like trash, then it's probably understandable that we treat everyone like trash. But we don't. We don't want everyone to treat us like that. We want to be treated very nicely. At least minimum, respectable distance should be there. If we can't gel with a particular person, at least maintain some kind of dignity. Prabhupada said, Srila Prabhupada always said, that this Hare Krishna movement is going to produce, proper gentlemen and proper gentle ladies. What does it mean to be a gentleman and a gentle lady? They are nice people. They are not rude. They have good qualities where they at least treat each other with some form of dignity. Let's try to imbibe that mood. And once we imbibe that mood, then how Srila Prabhupada has said that your love for me will be shown by the way you cooperate with each other. And that comes very easily. When we realize the ultimate goal, the ultimate purpose of our association with each other is with Srila Prabhupada in the center, is with Krishna in the center. And we don't have any other individual centers to fulfill. It's only one desire, that we are associating with each other so that we can please Krishna. Krishna is in the center. When we have our relationships based with Krishna in the center, then everyone will revolve around that same one center. Then however close we are to each other, we will never clash. We will never have differences of opinion. Srila Prabhupada said, your love for me will be shown by the way you cooperate with each other. Essential point. Srila Prabhupada mentioned that ISKCON is something, it is a ship, crossing across this dangerous material ocean. Even the regular oceans, we know what kind of dangerous animals live in the ocean. There's sharks, there's big whales, there's, very, piranhas, there's dangerous animals which can take away our lives. Very, very dangerous animals. Some even we don't know of about their existence. But if we are not careful, and if we want to jump off the ship, we are in uncharted waters. We're not going to be remaining safe. But if we remain in the ship of ISKCON, the captain of the ship is Srila Prabhupada. Under Srila Prabhupada are our Guru Vargas. The association of the devotees is there. So as long as we stay in the ship named ISKCON, there's complete guarantee that Srila Prabhupada's ISKCON ship will take us across this material world. And we will dock in the spiritual world. We will. That's a guarantee. Srila Prabhupada said that as long as we're chanting 16 rounds, associating with devotees, taking Krishna Prasad, chanting and dancing in ecstasy, in emotional love of God, we are going back home, back to Godhead. Let's avoid the 10 offenses. We read the 10 offenses almost every day. Avoiding the 10 offenses, the first offense, which is the root cause of all the other offenses. The first offense is to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives in propagating the holy names of the Lord. That is the first offense, to blaspheme devotees. How important is this? And this is the first thing that we are taught. Never, never, never criticize. But our nature, Srila Bhakti Purushottam Maharaj, he says that how long can we take diet prasad? If we are taking, say for example, we are having some kind of a disease and we are advised by the doctor to eat boiled food, just khichdi. We are advised to take just khichdi. There'll be a point in time when our tongue will outgrow the taste of khichdi. And we will need that spicy, tangy flavor of pickles to bring back flavor in our tongue. We feel that our tongue is just dead otherwise, just eating boiled food with no spices, no variety. So when we take that achar, That little bit of, that pickle, we take it and put it in our tongue, just a little bit. Ah, so nice, we feel. In our diseased condition of life, when we are just, used to taking this boiled, bland food, we feel this Vaishnava aparad, criticizing others is like that achar, is like that spice. We feel that that is what is going to bring us variety in life. That's going to bring the spice that we are lacking in our life. If we don't have anything bad to say about devotees, oh, today my day is gone. Oh no, nothing bad to say. No masala in life, no spice in life. For a devotee, for a sincere sadhaka, for a sincere devotee, it's not that they don't relish the pickle. They relish the pickle. But when the pickle is relished, it is relished not in the form of Vaishnava Parad, but in the form of Vaishnav Gunagan, means in the form of glorifying devotees. That time we just take a little bit, we glorify the devotees. We feel so nice, we feel so happy. That is when we are working towards our original spiritual nature, which is to love Krishna. And when we love Krishna, we will automatically love his part and parcels. But because we are envious of Krishna, because we are covered right now, we feel envy towards everybody. We feel that they are not my well-wishers. That person has this, that person has this. So much, misgivings are there in our heart. But it's really time that we let go. Just let go. Because if we don't let go, then we stay bound to this world. But if we let go, then offenses that are done towards us, if we let go of that, then it's between Krishna and the other devotee. They will take care. Krishna will take care. We are taking ourselves out of the equation. Very safe position to be in. But if we take on something, someone did something bad to us, and if we take that one very personally and try to strive back, you slap me across my face, I'm going to slap you back. Then we are involved in the vicious cycle of karma. And not only karma, just also even Vaishnava Parad. So we should know the tactic of how to associate with devotees. How to properly associate with devotees in the right mood and the right consciousness. Last week when we were discussing this topic, there was a very interesting question by my very dear god sister, Vaneshwari Mataji. That when someone offends another devotee, we feel hurt. They might not have done something to us personally, but because it's a very dear friend of ours, we feel offended by that devotee, although they have not done anything to us. But we feel bad that our dear friend is offended by that particular person. So we also develop some kind of animosity with that person. But developing animosity is not a good idea anyways. Let's try to analyze what we were discussing is that let's try to analyze what is the root cause of our feeling animosity towards that person. Then we will understand that our feeling of animosity towards the person who has offended our friend is lesser than the amount of love that we have towards our friend. So the love that we have towards our friend is at a greater level than the animosity that we feel towards this person who has offended our very dear friend. So therefore, let's try to raise the level of our love. And the animosity will automatically come down because it is something very natural. We'll see even in the life of the Pandavas, when Krishna, how he interacted with the Pandavas, he's like a family. He's family to the Pandavas. And of course, the Pandavas are great pure devotees. So Krishna was automatically very attracted to the Pandavas. But Duryodhana is also family to Krishna. But Krishna developed certain kind of a distance from Duryodhana. Krishna says that he is equanimous. He is equal to every living entity. Krishna makes this declaration. But there is a but. He says, however, those who are more positively surrendered to me, those who are my devotees favorably, I am favorably disposed towards them. I am partial towards them. Krishna very boldly declares this. So partiality is okay because we are parts and parcels of Krishna. We are part and parcel of Krishna. So the nature of discrimination will be there. It will automatically be there. But we have to be careful that Krishna, let us try to analyze how Krishna dealt with the Pandavas and the Kauravas. He never had hatred for Duryodhana. He did not have hatred for them. He might not have liked Duryodhana. He would not have shared a meal with Duryodhana. When Duryodhana came and offered Krishna a meal, Krishna said, no, I do not want to take your, chappan bhog. I'm not interested. Krishna directly rejected to accept the invitation given by Duryodhana. Krishna rejected it. And he went and had the humble prasad at the home of Vidura. Krishna went and had a dry grain of rice at the home of Draupadi when they were at the forest, when they were in difficult situations. And Krishna rejected Rajbhog from Duryodhana. So what do we see here? Krishna is not really attached to what kind of bhoga we are offering to him. But the mood with which we are offering to him is very important. So Krishna did not accept the mood with which Duryodhana was offering to share a meal with Krishna. Krishna rejected it. But at the same time, Krishna never hated Duryodhana. But if Krishna hates us, then we have got no way to survive Krishna's hatred. We cannot survive that. So Krishna is very careful that he is not hating anybody. Krishna doesn't have any ill motive towards any living entity. Any living entity, Krishna does not have ill motive. He may not like to associate with some people, yes. And he may like to associate with some people. And he's very clear about who he likes to associate with. So we can take derivation from this kind of leelas, that how we need to deal with, unlike-minded devotees. The devotees who have offended our near and dear ones. They may be devotees who have offended our near and dear ones, but instead of having hostility towards them, instead of having hatred towards them, let's just maintain a distance. Let's not associate with them closely. That's perfectly fine. And we should respect them from the heart. That will please Krishna. Krishna has taught this by his own example. That is how important it is for us to be careful in our Vaishnava dealings. Very, very important. We should never take this lightly. That yes, our love for the devotee should be very high, but at the same time, never disrespect another Vaishnava. Always see them in relation to Krishna. Never have ill motive towards another devotee. Never have that. That's not pleasing to Krishna. But yes, leave it to Krishna to see how Krishna is going to deal with them for whatever they may have done. It's okay for us to do that. It's okay. We may, still just say that, Sarvena Sukhina Bhavantu. We say this prayer every day, that let everybody be happy. Let everybody become a nice devotee. That is our prayer. That is our aspiration, that let everybody get some good, Krishna Smriti. Let everyone, let them remember Krishna. Everybody. Even those who we apparently feel have done something bad. Krishna himself, he came as Shanti Dut. He came as the messenger of peace to the assembly of the Kauravas. Krishna knew very well what's going to happen. He's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But still, Krishna gave a chance that please, give the Pandavas what they actually deserve. But Duryodhan's envy was so much that he responded when Krishna just said that give at least 5 villages. Okay, you don't want to give Indraprastha, keep Indraprastha. But at least give the 5 Pandavas 5 villages so that they can carry out their Kshatriya dharma. Duryodhan's response to that was that I will not give as much as land that can fit through the eye of a needle. That was the level of Duryodhan's envy. So much envy towards the Pandavas. It's sometimes, when we read these pastimes and when we witness such pastimes in our own life, we understand, envy can be there to this extent. It can drive a person mad. It can make a person blind. But then we still pray for the benefit of such, people who have deviated from their path of Krishna consciousness, that Krishna be merciful to them and bring them back to the right path. We pray for them. So here, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is being described here that this is the Sankirtan movement of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This Sankirtan movement, why we are talking so much about the Sangha today, about association of devotees, why are we so much stressing on this, today? Why are we so much listening about this? Because this Sankirtan mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Sankirtan movement of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this is the weapon that Mahaprabhu has brought with him. Every avatar, every incarnation, come down with a weapon. Lord Ram has his bow and arrow, Parashuram has his axe, every, Lord Nrsimhadev has his nails, every incarnation come with a particular weapon. But here in the verse that we read, glorifying Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Srimad Bhagavatam 11th canto, it is saying that what is the astra, what is the weapon of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? His Sangha and Upanga. His associates are the astra. Sangha, Upanga, Astra. Sangha, Upanga, Astra and his Parshada. They are the weapons of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His associates means the association of devotees is actually the weapon. You see, last time we were talking about this thing that if we are doing devotional service alone, we will not be able to survive in this Kali Yuga. What to speak of Kali Yuga? In any Yuga, we will not be able to survive. Because it's very, very difficult to render devotional service alone. When history of Srimad Bhagavatam shows time and again, many instances, it shows that if we are doing devotional service by ourselves, we will have a fall down. There's no doubt about it. We will have a fall down. Bharat Maharaj. So many other devotees who are described in the 9th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, how they were practicing. So many rishis, they were doing tapasya under the water. They just saw some fishes mating and they just had to fall down. So how does these things happen? Because you're doing devotional service by yourself. If you were in the association of devotees, if Bharat Maharaj, when he was getting too attached to the deer, if there was a devotee around him, he would say, hey, Prabhu, you are getting a little too attached. Don't neglect your sadhana in this way. There would be somebody to caution us. That is the glory of association of devotees. That this is an army against the army of Maya. When we are in a battlefield, if we are by ourselves, we are not Arjuna. that we can battle the entire Kaurava army by ourselves. We are not Arjuna. That is not our capacity. Arjuna can do it, but not us. There are very few people who can do it, but I'm definitely not one of them. So we need the association of devotees, and therefore we need to know how to associate with devotees so that we can treasure this association. We can properly utilize the weapon that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has brought for us against the fight against Maya, within the fight against Maya. Let us not fight amongst each other. Let us fight against Maya. Let us recognize who the actual enemy is in this battle. Srila Prabhupada said, nothing external can destroy ISKCON. ISKCON as a ship is so powerful, it is so well protected externally that nothing external can destroy ISKCON. It is powerful enough. But Srila Prabhupada said, if anything wrong can happen, it will happen from the inside. So we have to be very, very careful. Srila Prabhupada has given us the warning time and again. He has told how we should stay in the loving association of devotees. Because this is the mission of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. This is what Srila Prabhupada has given us. Let us value it. Let us treasure it. Let us honor and treat everyone with dignity. Let us do that. That is going to be pleasing to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to Nityananda Prabhu, to Srila Prabhupada, to our Guru Vargas, to each and every devotee. And when we treat everyone with dignity, we will see it personally, we will experience it, that how beautifully we are allowed to chant and relish the holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We'll be able to chant offenselessly when we are, taking steps in associating with devotees with dignity. Krishna will make opportunities for us to chant nicely and to relish the holy names. That is how we can derive that, yes, whatever we are doing is the right thing that we are doing, if we are chanting very nicely. So this is how, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is described here in the 7th verse as the son of Maharaj Nanda. He has come again. Brajendra Nandana Jai, SaciSuta Hoilo Shai, Balaram Hoilo Nitai. But the same son of Maharaj Nanda has come down again as SaciSuta, as the son of Mother Sachi. He is the extraordinary brilliant ornament of the earth. And his preaching mood is suitably adapted to the cycle of birth and death. What does this statement mean? This statement, which is here, that it is the preaching mood of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu suitable for birth and death, for the cycle of birth and death, is a simple statement. It means that this Sankirtan movement, this preaching movement of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, has the capacity to remove us from the vicious cycle of birth and death. It has that potency. It has that capacity. In Houston, we have something called as the 610 loop. It's the freeway here. Many cities have that. So when we are on a freeway, you can't just take a U-turn anywhere. If you miss an exit, you have to wait for the next exit. You can't just, break barriers and just go on the other side of the road. You can't do that. But if you need to, then you have to follow the rules to take the right kind of exit. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan mission gives us that exit out of this vicious cycle of birth and death. That is the glory of the Sankirtan mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And it is said that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's consciousness is fixed in meditating on his own form of Krishna. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, but in the mood of Srimati Radharani. So in his mood of Srimati Radharani, Radharani is remembering her beloved Lord Krishna. So he's meditating on Sri Krishna. and he's always accompanied by his transcendental abode. This is a very, very beautiful statement, that how, the when we are thinking of Krishna, when we are thinking of the holy dham, we are actually in the holy dham. That is the potency of the dham. That is the potency of the pure devotees. Many times we hear devotees comment saying that, oh, I'm not able to go to Vrindavan this year, or I'm not able to go to Mayapur this year, or I'm not able to see my Guru Maharaj this year. But these are spiritual personalities. Jananivas Prabhu, I've made this statement many times, but Jananivas Prabhu said that the dham is a state of consciousness. That when we think of the holy dham in our consciousness, we are actually in the holy dham. There is no difference. But we have to think of the holy dham. I remember we were once doing Govardhan Parikrama, and at Uddhav Kund, when we came at Uddhav Kund, there's one Babaji Maharaj there, who is the Sevait of, the Ladli Lal Mandir there. There Krishna, he is the master of Srimati Radharani, who is called as Bholi Gopi. You can see Krishna, he's nicely playing his flute. The deity of Krishna at Uddhav Kund is very sweet. They look like, Ladli and Lal. I mean, very small. The deities look, Krishna and Radharani, they look like little children at Uddhav Kund. And Radharani, she's so tiny there. She's, not that tiny. She's around 3 feet tall. But, the way she is, clinging on to the shoulder of Krishna like this, almost, she's, like clinging on to the shoulder of Krishna. Very beautiful deities. She's called as Bholi Gopi, very innocent Gopi. So that Babaji Maharaj at Uddhav Kund, when we reached Uddhav Kund, he was talking with us, and my parents, my Prabhu and myself, all 4 of us were there at this parikrama. We were doing Giriraj parikrama, and he told us that, it's very nice that you're doing Giriraj Govardhan parikrama, and it was our 11th time doing Giriraj parikrama. He said that you're very fortunate that you are doing parikrama, but you can do this Giriraj parikrama every day. Even when you go back to your own respective home, you can still do Giriraj parikrama. Just remember that you're starting your parikrama from Radha Kund. Take a dip at Radha Kund, then Sham Kund, then Radha Kund, then start walking, come to Kusum Sarovar, then keep walking, you're coming to Manasi Ganga, then keep walking, you're coming to Mukharavinda, and keep walking, you're going towards internal roads of Giriraj. You come to Govinda Kund, then you come to Lota Baba's Mandir, you keep walking towards Aniyor, and then you cross the gram of Aniyor, you come from Apsara Kunda, you go towards Lota Baba Mandir, you take from Punchri, you take the turn, and you come, keep walking, and you come to these different places. You again cross Mukharavinda Mandir, and then you come to Uddhava Kund. You can, before coming to Uddhava Kund, you can see Kusum Sarovar on the other side. And then you come to Uddhava Kund, and then you just walk into the bazaar of Radha Kund, and you've completed your parikrama. It takes 2-3 minutes to do a virtual parikrama of Giriraj every single day, but it is up to us. How much in our consciousness are we going back to Govardhan every day and doing parikrama? It's a very beautiful experience. That the dham, the pure devotees, they carry the dham with them. Why do we offer obeisances to the pure devotees? It is said that the pure devotees, their bodies, their consciousness are so connected to the dham that they actually carry the holy dham in their heart. They become non-different from the holy dham. And therefore, all the devatas, they come and seek shelter at the body of the pure devotees, and that's what makes them so bright, so effulgent. Because all the devatas seek shelter of this personality who is always remembering the holy dham. That should be our aspiration, to live in that other world, to live in the, to always remember, to have the anusmarana, to have the remembrance of the holy dham, of the holy personalities from the different scriptures. Let's dive into these kind of leelas. Let's not think of all the other things. Let's try to be in the other world, in, deeply merging ourselves into Krishna consciousness through the remembrance of the holy dham, through the remembrance of the great personalities from the scriptures, Dhruva Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj. What was the state of consciousness when Lord Ramachandra was leaving from Ayodhya? What was Dasharath Maharaj's state of consciousness? What was his bhava? What was the fault of Mother Sita? Mother Sita, she was given shelter by Kaikeyi and told that you don't have to go. I only want Ram to go. Mother Kaikeyi told Sita that you don't have to go, Sita. You are our Kulavadhu. You are our, daughter-in-law. We love you. I just want Ram to go. You don't have to go. Mother Sita, she said, if my husband is not here, I cannot stay. I have to also go with my husband wherever he goes. But then Kaikeyi said, but my dear daughter, you have come from Mithila. You are a princess. You are going to the forest. You have to go barefoot. You just don't know you're going to the forest. Every step there's going to be danger. There is going to be physical, mental danger. Every step. Mother Sita responded, no. Wherever my Lord is, my Lord Ram is, that is Ayodhya for me. That is palace for me. And even a palace where my Lord is not there, that's going to be the deadliest of all forests. That's going to be a dangerous place for me. I cannot stay without my husband. So for no fault of Mother Sita, she accompanied Lord Ram into the forest. Lakshman, why did he go to the forest? Just to serve his brother and his sister, Mother Sita. He just went to serve them. Lakshman can never leave Lord Ram's service. He just went into the forest without being told. In fact, he was stopped, but he still went. What was the state of consciousness when Bharat returned to Ayodhya and he heard that his mother has done like this? He felt so cheated, so deceived. And when he came back, when Lord Ram sent Bharat back to Ayodhya, he actually also stayed like a mendicant on the outskirts of Ayodhya. He never sat on the throne. Lord Ram's padukas sat on the throne. He would dig a hole on the ground because he knew that Lord Ram was sleeping on the floor and he considered himself to be a servant of Lord Ram. He dug a hole and slept at a lower position than his Lord Ram. That was the dedication of Bharat. But when Bharat would take his bath every day at the Sarayu river, when the people of Ayodhya would look at Bharat, everyone would criticize Bharat. They would say, look, because of him, our dear Lord Ram had to go into exile. And Bharat did not retaliate. Bharat did not go around giving explanation to them. He knew that as long as his Lord Ram knows his heart, he doesn't have to give explanation to anyone, and time will reveal everything. So when Lord Ram returned from the forest after 14 years, that's when the people of Ayodhya came to know of the glories of Bharat. How glorious Bharat is, and they begged for forgiveness from Bharat. That is the glory of a devotee. So what was Bharat going through? These kind of bhavas is what we need to immerse our consciousness in. All these leelas, remembering these leelas, trying to dive deep into these kind of leelas is really going to give us the navarasa, that pickle that we talked about. This is the navarasa that we need to look for. This is the taste that we need to develop. how to be in the other world and relish the pastimes. Dive deep into the characters, identify with the characters, feel what the characters felt, the personalities felt. This is our itihasa, this is our history, and this is not a myth, it actually happened. So many things to meditate on. Srimad Bhagavatam, every page is a pastime that we can dive deep into. So much to do, so much to remember. But what do our minds choose to remember? Oh, the injustice that has happened to us. Look what injustice has happened to us. But look at the injustice that happened to the Pandavas. Look at the injustice that happened to Lord Ram. Did he retaliate? Did he protest? They continued serving. And then the right time came, everything was okay. Krishna takes care. We just have to, remain subservient, remain faithful, and then Krishna will surely take care. So with this, we'll come to the final verse of Sri SaciSuta Ashtakam. Arunam nayanam charanam vasanam vadane skhalitam swakanamadharam kurute surasam jagata jivanam pranamami SaciSuta gauravaram pranamami SaciSuta gauravaram pranamami SaciSuta gauravaram. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus eyes, the soles of his lotus feet, and his clothing are reddish, like the color that heralds the rising sun. As he utters his own names, his voice falters. He awakens a sweet flavor to life throughout the universe. I bow down to Gaura, the beautiful son of Mother Shachi. So here in this last verse, a very beautiful point is told by Sri Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Arunam Nayanam, Vasanam, and Charanam. That Lord Chaitanya's lotus eyes, his, the soles of his lotus feet, and his vasana, his clothing, are all like the rising sun. Actually, the rising sun, the color of the rising sun, is almost like, it is actually saffron, it is aruna. Aruna not necessarily means reddish. Here it is said reddish, but it actually means saffron. So this saffron color, one point that always, used to, when I, read about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and, how Mahaprabhu took sannyas. And, for me at that time, it was very difficult to relate that, how, of course, we understand that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas for the, greater good of the society. And that at that time, people were really wanting to actually, only sannyasis can make that impact in society, So Mahaprabhu had to take sannyas for the preaching mission, to carry forward the preaching mission. But somehow or the other, I used to always feel that, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left his, young wife, very young wife, Vishnupriya Devi, his widowed mother, Shachi Mata, at home. And he went and took sannyas. What about the responsibilities? So it always used to, have a little question in my mind. Till I read this conversation from Sri Prem Vilas. Prem Vilas is a book where, different dialogues and different conversations of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that he had with many, many close associates is recorded here. This Sri Prem Vilas. So I'll just read some of the translation, that this is a conversation between Lord Chaitanya and his very confidential associate Lokanath Goswami that Mahaprabhu had. So this is from the Sri Prem Vilas 126 through 134, which says that feeling separation from me, Radha and the gopis have given up their lives. Now I shall also give up my life for her, Sri Radha. You will see me in that condition, O Lokanath. Adopting Sri Radha's complexion and saffron colored cloth of separation, I will become her maidservant and get happiness. Wearing the saffron colored dress of separation on my body, I will sing the glorious qualities of Radharani. So, here reading these verses, it was understood, just like how different colors, different colors denote different meanings, like white is the symbol of peace. Recently, I was speaking to some children and I asked them, what does the color green signify? And most of the kids, they said green signifies envy, Hulk and, the green monster. Everyone is green. So nowadays, in kids' minds, green is the color of envy. Actually, green is the color of fertility. It is the green, sign of, nice, fertility. That's what green symbolizes. But nowadays, it's also used to symbolize envy. You get green with envy. But anyways, so like this, different colors have different symbols. Red means danger. Yellow means, okay, get ready. And then green is go. You're got a green signal, means everything is a go. So like this, different colors have different symbols. So Aruna Vastra or Aruna, the color Aruna means saffron color. It signifies renunciation. It signifies separation. So Srimati Radharani, when Krishna physically left Vrindavan with Akrura, Srimati Radharani actually started wearing only saffron clothing as a way to show that she's feeling separation from Krishna. She chose to wear saffron clothes on her divine body. And when Krishna found out about this, Krishna said that Sri Radhe, I make this promise to you that to reciprocate with your level of your love, I will also accept saffron robes one day. I promise you this, just to reciprocate with your love. That's what this Prema Vilas is talking about. That just seeing this supreme love of Srimati Radharani, that she has accepted this saffron clothing of separation on her body. Krishna made this promise at that very time that he will also accept saffron clothes on his body and reciprocate with the divine love of Srimati Radharani. And that is the main reason why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted sannyas. And when I heard this made everything fall into place. That Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is of course transcendental, that, even Vishnu Priya Devi and Shachi Mata, it's not that, he didn't care for them or he kept them unprotected. He actually had Advaita Acharya Prabhu and he had, the wife of Advaita Acharya Prabhu, Sita Thakurani, and then he had a very, very proper, dedicated servitor named Ishan, who is to take care of these two glorious ladies. And the people of Navadvip, Srivas Thakur, his wife Malini Devi, all of these personalities were there who were personally instructed by Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu to take care of Vishnu Priya Devi and Sachi Mata on his behalf, to take care of both of them. So this is how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted sannyas. Arunam Vasanam. The same, this word Aruna Vasana is also used for in this Prema Vilas by Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu when he's talking to Lokanath Goswami in this conversation. He is saying Aruna Vasana also, that Radharani took on Aruna Vasana, that the saffron cloth of separation was taken on by Srimati Radharani. And to reciprocate with her love, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted sannyas. So, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has shown us by his own example that how we can actually, relish the highest levels of pure love of God. Mahaprabhu has given us. As a teacher, perfectly teaches the student by personally experiencing everything. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the same way, he has taught us. He has shown us by his own example how to develop pure emotional love of God, how to chant in ecstasy in pure emotional love of God. Mahaprabhu has shown us. And this Harinam Sankirtan, which is brought by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, Golokera Premadhana Harinama Sankirtan. Mahaprabhu has brought this Harinam Sankirtan from Sri Goloka Vrindavan Dham. And when Mahaprabhu descended with this Harinam from Goloka Vrindavan, the doors of Goloka opened. Until today, the doors of Goloka Vrindavan are open. It never got closed. That is the glory of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That the doors of Goloka Vrindavan are open, which is never available in any other yoga. No other yoga is it available that we have access to Goloka Vrindavan simply because of the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Those doors are open for us in this Kali Yuga. That is how fortunate we are. And we have access to access that very door, to reach that very door, to enter through that door into the divine Leela of Sri Sri Radha and Krishna and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, into Goloka Vrindavan. That is the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So with this, and this kind of meditation on Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this is what Srila Prabhupada has brought for us. Mahaprabhu Senapati Bhakta. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said that my Senapati Bhakta is going to come to take this Krishna consciousness across the shores of India. And that Senapati Bhakta is none other than our very own dear Srila Prabhupada. So Srila Prabhupada came as Mahaprabhu's Senapati Bhakta, his commander-in-chief. So this is an army. Why did Mahaprabhu say Senapati Bhakta? Senapati means there is a Sena, there is an army. So the commander-in-chief of the army of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Srila Prabhupada. This is the association. This army of Krishna consciousness is the way that we can defeat Maya. If we are alone, we'll be slaughtered. But if we are in the association of devotees, if we are in the army that is led by our Senapati Bhakta Srila Prabhupada and his dear disciples who are our Guru Vargas, and if we serve in this glorious army of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we will be safe. We will be safely protected by their divine protection. And like this, we will be able to go back home, back to Godhead, to Goloka Vrindavan, and rejoin in our eternal service to Guru and Krishna. Simply, the weapon with which we fight is, the association of the devotees and chanting the holy names, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So with this, we will conclude Sri SaciSuta Ashtakam by Srila Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Sri ISKCON Vartaman Guru Vrinda ki jai, Jai Nitai Gaur Sitanak Pramanande, Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. If there's any questions, comments, or reflections, we can take that now. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Srila Prabhupada Guru Maharaj. Very, very beautiful class, Mataji, as always. And thank you so much for giving the Gurukhan Parikrama. It was so great. So, Mataji, I have a question. When somebody means ourselves or some our congregation member or somebody does offense. So what are the symptoms after that? Means what do we have to suffer and what do we have to go through?
If we commit offenses, that's what you're saying?
No, if we are
Anybody else.
our congregation, so in our congregation, so for our congregation member does mean whole congregation has to suffer through, because of that. So what are the symptoms?
Well, one of the main symptoms that you will see is the disunity amongst the congregation. That the congregation will not serve as one unit anymore. It will be a dysfunctional congregation, because where devotees are offended, Krishna is very deeply offended himself. So such a congregation also falls apart. There may be very few people who are still working with the same love and trust. So they may be having small groups. But if there is small groups, there will be clashes if there is not one common center. And there will be disunity, there will be, negativity coming in. You will be seeing that people are just talking bad about each other. This group will talk bad about that group will talk bad about this group. All this, fault finding, all of these things will go on. Lack of services, lack of enthusiasm, um, lack of drive to do proper services will go away. But still, you'll see some very sincere devotees who are still striving to do a lot of services. And if they are doing it in the right way, then Krishna might be merciful and then rebuild the congregation in that way. But the key point in all of this is that, however the authorities, people who are in authority level, however they are acting, it actually flows down to the rest of the congregation. If the authorities don't encourage good working relationship with everybody, if they don't end up glorifying everybody and only finding faults, authorities nowadays, we see that they, if you do something wrong, they'll come and say, oh, you did this wrong, this wrong, this wrong, this is wrong, this is not the way you did, this is not, this is not. But then you may be doing 10 things right, but the authority never comes and glorifies you and says that, oh, you did this very nicely. So rather, what we should be doing is the opposite. The proper authorities, they actually glorify and they magnify whatever right is being done. And if there is any corrections, they put it in a very small way. By the way, if you can just correct this and see how you are, you glorify 10 times, correct one time. But it happens the opposite. We end up criticizing 10 times and forgetting to even glorify. That's what happens actually. So whatever is happening in the upper level authority, that is what feeds down, that is what trickles down to everyone in the congregation. So if the authorities are mindful of this kind of thing, that how to really glorify devotees, if that culture, that yad yad acharati shrestha, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that whatever great men do, common men will follow. So devotees in responsible positions have a great responsibility of setting the right kind of standard, to set the right kind of mood for their congregation to follow. It's very, very, very important. I hope this helps.
Yeah, yes, Mataji, thank you very much. And one more question from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, chapter 3 and verse number 37. Translation, it says, white, red and yellow, these are the three bodily lusters that the Lord, the husband of goddess of fortune, assumes in the ages of Satya, Treta and Kali Yuga respectively.
Yes.
So, what are those
incarnations?
Incarnations.
Okay, the white is the Hamsa avatar. The Hamsa avatar is referred to as white. Red is Varahadev. And of course, yellow or gold is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. These are the three incarnations that are talked about in this particular verse.
So Mataji, red is 4 incarnations. So when it happened, Mataji? It's in Satyuga or Treta?
Satya Yuga, because Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, no? Lord Nrsingadev, in one yuga itself, Lord Nrsingadev and Lord Lord Varahadev, they came. So it happened in Satya Yuga.
Okay.
Hamsa avatar happened in Treta.
What is Hamsa avatar happened in Treta?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so like maybe the thing is like, it says assuming ages of Satya, Treta and Kali. So it's supposed to be Treta, Satya and Kali like that.
Right.
Yeah, it was little confusion there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
And one more question is, like somebody has cheated you very badly. Very badly cheated you, and if you argue that person or something, he will keep cheating you. So what to do with this case?
Stay away. Just stay away. Because if this person is continuing to treat you like that, and in spite of your trying to mend the situation, if it is not working, stay away. But don't lose respect for that person. That person is still a Vaishnava. So Krishna will be pleased if we just have some respect for them, but from a distance. You can respect them from a distance. But don't associate with such people.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Any other questions?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you so much for class. I have a question or two, but I just want to follow up on this discussion just now. I just want to confirm that although the I guess it's the Swan incarnation or Hamsa there was white. That incarnation appeared in Treta Yuga, not Satya Yuga. Is that so?
Well, you know what? I'm actually totally not sure. Even about the appearance of Varahadev or Nrsingadev. It's not clearly mentioned whether that happened in Satya Yuga too. So there is no clear mention. It just talks about different, like it talks about in time ranges of, Brahma's day, what, kalpa did they come, basically. That is specifically mentioned, but which yuga they really appeared, that is not, I have not come across personally which yuga they may have appeared, because even Hamsa avatar did not necessarily actually, he came for a very specific purpose, for a very specific audience, so that's how I see it. They're not really Srila Prabhupada explains in the purport to, if you read the purport in Srimad Bhagavatam, the first canto, where Prabhupada talks about Ete Chamsa Kalapumsam, that verse, if you read the purport to that verse, Srila Prabhupada says that in every, the 8,400,000 species of life, Krishna has appeared in each and every one of them. There is an incarnation in each and every one of them. In every life form, Krishna has even appeared as a mosquito. Krishna has even appeared as, different kinds of incarnations are there. So when it is said about this thing that Krishna appears in white, red, and yellow incarnations in Satya, Treta, and Kali Yugas. It could be many, many other incarnations too, It could be many, many other different kinds of forms too. It could be any kind of other forms who may have probably appeared in those particular ages, not just the ones that I named. So there is nothing really that specific that I have at least come across. But yes, generally when we say white, it refers to Hamsa. When we say red, refers to Varahadev, and yellow refers to golden as Mahaprabhu. So that's how we try and understand this, that there are many, many incarnations, and just the ones that we know of are the specific ones which are related to our Brahmanda in our Brahmanda only. So just like the waves of the ocean, it is said that there are that many incarnations of the Lord. In every species of life there's an incarnation of the Lord. So it's a very complicated matter that way.
I think the confusion comes too because I think we associate certain colors with certain yugas, right? Like white is associated with Satya Yuga and red with Chaitanya Yuga. I don't know if that's just my...
Not really. Yeah, not really.
Mm-hmm. And, just now, it seemed like you made a distinction between a kalpa and a yuga. Can you explain the difference?
Mm-hmm. It's a technical, unless I read it, I don't know it at my fingertips.
Okay.
Yeah,
no problem.
But yuga is the 4 yugas. Kalpa,
yes.
Kalpa technically is, a particular, sections of Brahma's day. Different sections of Brahma's day is called a different kalpa, basically. Yeah, that's just in layman's terms. I'm trying to explain that, but yeah.
Okay, another the actual question I had was about. I just need a clarification about that part of the lecture where you were expressing how you could understand how. I think you were saying like this. You understand how Lord Chaitanya had left his wife, and that's when you start talking about Radharani donning the color of saffron out of her mood of separation.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just trying to understand this. So is the idea that since his wife, I think we're talking about Vishnu Priya here, is, Lakshmi Priya too, but since they are, I guess, incarnations of Radharani, then when Lord Chaitanya decided to take sannyas and don the saffron color, then that mood in which he did that, which was to serve Radharani, was simultaneously also serving, Vishnu Priya, Lakshmi Priya, like that.
For sure. For sure, yes, definitely. Definitely. Vishnu Priya, Vishnu Priya, when she, Mahaprabhu left, and Vishnu Priya also lived like a mendicant. She would actually she didn't have counting beads like we do. So every Hare Krishna Mahamantra, one round she would do, and she would set aside 1 grain of rice. And then whatever grains of rice is collected at the end of the day, she would just put that in water, boil that, and eat that. That was her means of sustenance. So she was basically just sustaining herself on the holy names, so to speak. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he accepted the Arunavashana, which is the saffron clothes. It signifies separation. So Radharani, in her separation from Krishna, she accepted the saffron clothes, and Krishna wanted to reciprocate with that. So he accepted the saffron clothes as Gauranga Mahaprabhu to reciprocate with the love of Srimati Radharani. So that's what that
Yes,
is.
so I was trying to connect that more directly with how that served Vishnu Priya. Is it because Vishnu Priya is Radharani, so both are served simultaneously in that way? Yeah, I'm just trying to.
Yes, but Vishnu Priya and Lakshmi Priya, they're the expansions of Goddess of Fortune. Of course, ultimately they are from Srimati Radharani, but specifically it's talked about the Goddess of Lakshmi Priya. They're the expansions of Goddess of Fortune. Of course, ultimately they are from Srimati Radharani, but specifically it's talked about the Goddess of. Definitely related. Definitely related.
But when you heard about the fact that Lord Chaitanya took sannyas and donned the saffron clothing to reciprocate with Radharani, how did hearing that satisfy you about the fact that Lord Chaitanya left Vishnu Priya?
It satisfied me because, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, right? And he is in the mood of Srimati Radharani. But, why did he accept sannyas? Why did he have to do that? Is because of his pure love for Srimati Radharani. Rather, the acceptance of the cloth is just a symbol. It's just an action. But what really made that action come into play is the pure love that Radharani has for Krishna. Her love for Krishna is so great that she just, translated it into accepting the saffron cloth of separation. That was the level of her love. So just to reciprocate with that love of Srimati Radharani, Krishna accepted sannyas in this way, Mahaprabhu accepted sannyas. So basically, it's the love that really convinced me that it's not, just like how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has, internal reasons and external reasons for his appearance. Of course, external reasons are that, yes, he wanted to establish Yuga Dharma, he wanted to do this, he wanted to do that. But internal reason is that Mahaprabhu wanted to relish the highest mood, that what his devotees feel. How can his devotees love him so much? He wanted to experience that. That was the internal reason why Mahaprabhu came. Similarly, the aspect of love. So even for me, when I was first reading that Mahaprabhu took sannyas for the society, for preaching Krishna consciousness, I guess what I was feeling is that, this looks external, it looks external. What could be the internal reason? Why did actually Mahaprabhu take sannyas? And then when I read this, that it was to reciprocate with the love of Srimati Radharani, the promise that Krishna made to Radharani in Dwapar Yuga. He was fulfilling that. So that for me was pure love. It made sense.
Therefore, even though Lord Chaitanya came in the mood of Radharani, if he is taking sannyas to reciprocate with Radharani, then it seems that he has to do that in the mood of Krishna.
You see, he's having the body of, it's Krishna himself.
Yeah.
Okay? It's Krishna himself. The mood is of Srimati Radharani. But it is Krishna himself. The personality is Krishna.
Right.
So that means the mood of Krishna is already existing in the personality of Krishna. He has added on the mood of Radharani in the personality of Krishna. So it doesn't mean that it's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna minus the mood of Krishna and only the mood of Radharani. No. It means Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is actually Krishna himself, which means he's got the body of Krishna, he's got the mood of Krishna, along with he's got the mood and complexion of Srimati Radharani. That's an addition. But Krishna is complete. You see? That's how it is. We need to understand that.
Okay.
Yeah?
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome, Mataji. Very nice question. Thank you.
Oh, just one minor thing. You know, when you were talking about this color green, that we usually we associate with envy, but you said actually another connotation is what?
Fertility. Fertility.
Facility.
Fertility.
Oh, fertility.
Fertility, yes.
Fertility.
Yes.
Fertility.
Tility, yes. Fertility, yes.
Can you remind me what you were saying in that context about green meaning fertility?
I was just talking about how different colors denote different
Oh,
moods.
yeah.
Yes. Like white denotes peace, green denotes fertility, like that.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hare
Thank
Krishna,
you.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat.
Mataji, sorry if I'm not asking the question in right words. I don't know how to put it otherwise. Like what you just explained to Mataji, it is like justification for Krishna leaving Radharani. Where is the justification for leaving Vishnu Priya and his mother? I mean, even in the, like when we go outside, like coming from a Bengali family, everybody knows about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And even my mom was asking, because they don't know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. So they ask, but you know, everything is very nice, but why did he leave Vishnu Priya, such a young wife, and his mother, helpless mother? So would you please, like, where is the justification for mother? I mean, this incarnation, Krishna justified taking saffron for Radharani's pain. Where is the justification for the pain of Vishnu Priya?
Where is the justification for Mother Sita's being kidnapped by Ravana? Where is the justification for Krishna leaving Radharani? Also, Radharani also suffered 100 years of separation from Krishna, physical separation. Where is that justification? Where is the justification of all of this? Mother Sita also suffered lots. You know, after she came back to Ayodhya, she was installed as the queen of Ayodhya and then again banished from the kingdom by Lord Ramachandra. Where is the justification for that? We need to understand that these are, you know, specific pastimes done for the specific needs of the time and the society. Krishna does certain things. You know, there are certain things that Krishna does that apparently may look really terrible. Not being able to relate to it, not being able to justify it. But let us try to understand what was the mood of Vishnu Priya Devi when Mahaprabhu left. When Mahaprabhu left, actually, nobody else knew. Even Sachimata did not know that Mahaprabhu had left. It was only Vishnu Priya Devi who knew that Mahaprabhu is leaving in the middle of the night. And he told Vishnu Priya that I am always going to be with you. I'm never going to leave your side. But physically, we may be separated, but we are united always. These were the parting words of Mahaprabhu. As a sannyasi, Mahaprabhu could never meet. You know, Vishnu Priya could never see Lord Chaitanya. But Sachimata could. Many times, you know, Mahaprabhu has come to see Sachimata, even after he took sannyas. But Vishnu Priya Devi, she was told by Mahaprabhu that I'm never going to leave your side. And Vishnu Priya Devi, she carved with her own two lotus hands, she carved a very beautiful deity of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And she used to worship him as non-different from Mahaprabhu. He is known as Dhameshwar today, and he resides in Navadvip at the home of Vishnu Priya. So, how Vishnu Priya Devi sustained herself seeing this particular deity of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu every single day. For, her to know that Mahaprabhu is none different from that particular deity that she had carved with her own hands. The way and the reason why she was able to sustain is because Mahaprabhu had actually never left her. Actually, never left her. He was always by her side, protecting. Even Mother Sita, even though apparently she was separated from Lord Ram, but Lord Ram never left her side. It is said, that these different ladies, be it Srimati Radharani, be it Mother Sita, be it Vishnu Priya Devi, all of these personalities, if they were actually left by Krishna, if Krishna would have actually left them, they would have ceased to exist. They would have left their bodies. But the fact is that Krishna never left them. And they are able to realize it. That's why they were able to sustain. They were able to go on. Because Krishna actually never left them. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually did not leave. Never left the side of Vishnu Priya. So that is what we need to understand. You see, people in general, they will give, ethics. They will always, whenever talking about Ramayana, they will talk, how much injustice on women have happened. For no fault of Mother Sita, she was banished. For no this, for no, so many things. We don't have to justify. It's okay. As long as we understand that this is Krishna who is doing it, and there's a very specific purpose for which Krishna is doing what he's doing. And by one act of Krishna, Krishna actually serves many, many purposes. Many purposes. The form of deity worship was actually started by Vishnu Priya Devi. How to worship Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the principles were established by Vishnu Priya Devi. That's her glory, that's her credit that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to give her. So many things are there. That how Vishnu Priya Devi is so glorious amongst the Vaishnava community, amongst the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Dhameshwar, every time when we have Navadvip Mandal Parikrama, the Dhameshwar Mahaprabhu is one of those deities who is 534 years old deity. Personally carved by Srimati Vishnu Priya Devi. So much is there, and yes, people will talk about ethics, people will talk about, society and things like that, but the Lord is not bound by the society. The Lord has higher principles to take care of. Every Leela, in fact, when Mother Sita and Lord Ramachandra, in their exile, they actually came to Navadvip. They actually came to Navadvip. It is said in Navadvip Dham Mahatmya. They came to Navadvip, they sat under a tree, and Lord Ramachandra foretold the future to Sita Devi. He said that in the future, in Kali Yuga, I will come as Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu and you will come as my consort, Janava Devi, and I will leave you and accept sannyas. But I will have actually never left you. That is the exact verdict given in Navadvip Dham Mahatmya, in that book. Lord Ram is already predicted that. Mother Sita knows it. So these personalities, they're actually never separated from each other. The divine couple can never be separated. They're always in unison. They're always in unison. They're always united. It may be very difficult for common people to understand. They will always point out on this, but we need to know that, okay, just tell them to chant Hare Krishna. It'll be slowly revealed. Everything will be slowly revealed to them. So I hope this answers your question.
It's Mataji, beautiful explanation, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Well, you answered her question, and it only sparked more questions for me that I really need to ask you, if you have time. Yeah. Well, one thing is, Mataji was asking how could Krishna have done these things to his wives, but the the fact that he never actually left his wives, he still remained with them in what I understand is his Baba manifestation, which is higher than being physically present, because there is, in that mood of separation, you are with your beloved more than if they were physically present.
Correct.
So he actually did him a favor.
Right? Yes.
Okay. Also, I have got to ask you, when we were saying that Vishnu Priya and Lakshmi Priya, they are incarnations of Lakshmi Devi.
Mm-hmm.
So that made me wonder then whether Vishnu Priya and Lakshmi Priya, were they in Madhurya Bhav or more like reverential, like the Queen?
Aishwarya Bhav. Well, yes. Actually, Lord Chaitanya, with Lakshmi Devi, Lakshmi Priya, he always had it is explained in Chaitanya Bhagavat especially. Vrindavan Das Thakur explains it, that he hardly had any interaction with Lakshmi Priya. And the only one interaction with Vishnu Priya, which is, recorded in public, that Mahaprabhu had is, one time Vishnu Priya had cooked a meal, prasad, and while honoring the prasad, Vishnu Priya was standing at a distance, and Shachi Mata was serving Mahaprabhu, and Mahaprabhu just made a joke at that time while he was honoring the prasad, which was cooked by Vishnu Priya. So that was the only one-time exchange which is, in public, that is recorded, other than the conversation that they had the night when Mahaprabhu left for taking sannyas. So Navadvip Dham Mahatmya, this book, and also Chaitanya Mangal, Lochan Das Thakur explains that anyone in Navadvip Leela, because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he's not just manifesting, Aishwarya Bhav or Madhurya Bhav. He's not just manifesting those. He's actually manifesting Audarya Bhav. Audarya means magnanimity, the bhava of magnanimity. So in connection to Mahaprabhu, it is neither Aishwarya nor Madhurya, but it is Audarya. It's magnanimity. So even though Lakshmi Priya and Vishnu Priya, they hardly have any kind of recorded, interactions amongst each other, we need to understand that they are above Aishwarya and Madhurya, but they are actually Audarya. That's why Navadvip Dham, everybody has the mood of Audarya, that is, magnanimity. I hope this answers your question.
You said that that mood is above.
Yes.
How come above?
Because Audarya is, it's a culmination of all the other bhavas. That's what Mahaprabhu displayed, Audarya. Without any qualification, anyone can come and experience. That is the mood. This Audarya is the mood of our Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya that, Srila Prabhupada also has given us. What Prabhupada has given us, we actually do deity worship. When we are worshipping Radha Krishna, we're actually supposed to do it in the mood of Lakshmi Narayan. It's Lakshmi Narayan who are accepting. But Prabhupada gave us even the worship of Shri Gaur Nitai. That is Radha and Krishna directly being worshipped by us. That is Audarya. What Prabhupada has given us, in the morning program which Srila Prabhupada gave us, it has all the 64 limbs of devotional service packed in that morning program. That is the efficiency of Srila Prabhupada. That's the mercy. That's the Audarya nature of Srila Prabhupada. So we are actually here because of this Audarya form, where we are even able to, think about what is going on in Madhurya Ras, what's going on in, Aishwarya Ras, what's going on in Vatsalya Ras, all of these rasas, Audarya actually encompasses all of these rasas. It's like the culmination.
And I guess we can say it's the topmost because it's the most merciful.
Yes, it's the most merciful, the most magnanimous. Because magnanimous in the sense, like how Mahavadanyaya, Rupa Goswami tells Mahaprabhu that you are Mahavadanyaya. You're not just merciful, you're munificently merciful. Exponentially you're merciful. There's no limit to your mercy. That is Audarya. That is Audarya. That's what Mahaprabhu has come to give. And because Mahaprabhu is doing that, there's nothing higher than that. Just like $100 bill, it's the highest currency. There's nothing higher than $100 bill. $100 bill has $1, $2, $5, $10, $50, everything in it. Similarly, if we are, practicing what Srila Prabhupada gave us, that is Audarya, and that has all the other bhavas in it encompassed.
Okay, Mother, thank you. One last thing I want to ask was, Lord Chaitanya, he took sannyas, which means that, you're not supposed to have any contact with family members. So how come he would appear to Sachimata but not to Vishnupriya?
Because as a sannyasi, you're allowed to see your mother, but you cannot see your wife. That's the code of conduct of a sannyasi, yes. Yes. You're allowed to see all your family members except your wife.
Oh, you can see all your family members.
You can. You can see every family member except your wife.
Okay.
That's the sacrifice of a sannyasi. Yes.
Okay, yes, I thought it was no family members.
No. You can see our sannyasis today. They, have relationship. Even, some sannyasis from their previous ashram, they even have some children. So they have relation with their children, but not with their wives. They have children with their mothers, with their parents, with their sisters, with their brothers. Srila Tamal Krishna
They can't
Maharaj.
even, I know they certainly can't talk with their wives, but they can't even see them.
Yeah, that's what's recommended. They cannot see them, no talking, nothing.
Wow.
That's the code of conduct of a sannyasi.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mataji, for your nice questions. Any more questions?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, I have a small question, Mataji.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, suppose here I just feel one of the Vaishnava, they have offended one of the devotee and couple times or something, and that devotee they were offended so much and they stopped going to Bhakti Vikshal and they reduced the services in the temple and their sadhana was also disturbed so much. And I just, as you are saying today in the class, I don't know, I can relate this to that, but Lord Bharata, when he was taking bath, many, they were in Ayodhya, they were commenting. So he was waiting patiently till Lord Rama come back. So here, the devotee who have offended so much, he need to talk to their Siksha Guru or their Siksha Guru, or he need to wait for the solution to get from the Krishna, or how that comes, Mataji.
Well, it is very specific, unless I know the specific situation, I cannot really comment. But yes, as long as those devotees are following their Diksha Guru, those devotees are following their Shiksha Guru, then, they are okay. So, yeah, that's all I can say. I mean, unless I know something more specific, I can't really comment because this is a very specific kind of question. And unless I have more details, I don't feel qualified enough to comment on this. But all I can say is, as a general rule, when a person stops coming to any programs or anything like that. If they have been offended, then we should get some of their friends to talk to them, devotee friends to at least talk to them and see how, anything can be done, if they can start coming, or why are they not coming? Is it under the proper guidance that they're not coming? Because it could be that their diksha guru might have given them some instruction, or shiksha guru might have given them some instruction to take some association somewhere else, or whatever it is, we should try to find out whatever the truth is, and then make a decision, not here just one side and brand them as something, but we should try to understand from both sides, never make any kind of judgment on a devotee. And if you have relationship, then yes, you should also go and talk to them and see how you can help, because Prabhupada always said that it takes buckets of blood to make one single devotee. So never let a devotee
That's
go.
what I feel like.
Never let a devotee
Find
go.
that spending the sadhana, they were not able to concentrate. So again, they won't get this time, right? So
Yeah, so find out the truth. Why are they not associating? Why are they not coming? Try to see if you can help. If you have that relationship with them, or at least get them in touch with devotees who you feel have proper relationship with them, and try to find out the truth and try to see how you can help in that situation.
thank you so much.
Thank you. Very nice question. May I know your name?
Radhika Mataji.
Who's this?
Radhika.
Radhika. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you, Mataji. Very nice question. Just speak to them. Try to find out the truth.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Koti Koti Dandavat Pranam. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev Ki Jai, SaciSuta Ashtakam Ki Jai. No words to your seva, Mataji. How nicely you are explaining Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Nityananda, the quality of Vishnu Priya, the Sita Rani, Radharani, how much they suffered, the UX, Draupadi Rani, Kunti Maharani. They are the example that when more and more difficulties came, we have to surrender ourselves to lotus feet of Sri Radha Priya. That's why more difficulties came in our life. So we have to take positive. That is the message I learned from today's class, Mataji. Koti Koti Pranam, Hare Krishna.
Jai
From
Vrinda
Vishnu Priya's,
Gopika Mataji. All glories to your summarization. You did the perfect service of summarizing everything. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so if there's no more questions, we can end here.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji. Dandavat Pranam Mataji. All
Hare
glories
Krishna.
to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Sri Guru Maharaj. Mataji, I had a question, Mataji.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Like you said that Audharya Bhava, it includes all the bhavas. So how can we understand, Mataji, if every living entity has a particular relationship with the Lord, like friendship, Madhurya Bhava, and paternal relationship. So how in Gauranga Leela, so everybody has all these bhavas, little, or how can we understand this?
Yes, everybody. When we are with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you see, Goloka Vrindavan is, it's the eternal abode of Krishna. But one part of Goloka Vrindavan is Shvetadvip, where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu resides. That is Shvetadvip Dham in Goloka Vrindavan, where Mahaprabhu himself resides with his associates. And in Goloka Vrindavan, if we go to Goloka Vrindavan, then we are not allowed to visit any other spiritual realm. You'll be so satisfied that you will always if you are going to say Vrindavan, you will always be in Vrindavan, you will never leave Vrindavan. But the glory and the credit of being with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that we have in Kali Yuga is this, that if you go to Shvetadvip, if we become qualified to go to Shvetadvip. Actually, in Kali Yuga, in this Sankirtan mission, by the mercy of Prabhupada and our Guru Vargas, we have that opportunity that when we leave our body, if we are doing whatever Srila Prabhupada told us to do, then we are going back home, back to Godhead, to Goloka Vrindavan, to Shvetadvip Dham actually. We'll be part of Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan mission. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he takes his Sankirtan out to different spiritual planets every single day. So one day we'll go and visit the planet of Lord Nrsingadev. We'll go and see what Lord Nrsingadev is doing. One day we'll go and see the planet of Lord Ramachandra to Ayodhya to see what Lord Ramachandra is doing there. One day we'll go and see the Bala Leela of Krishna. Not the Bala Leela, but the Leela in Goloka Vrindavan Dham that Krishna is playing with his sakhas, with his cowherd boyfriends. And then sometimes Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu brings his Sankirtan movement to the Bhauma Leela, where Krishna may be manifesting some, pastimes in this material world. And Mahaprabhu brings his, Leela over here, his Sankirtan Leela here. So if you're with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you get to witness all of these Leelas. These are all satellites that are going on everywhere. But with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we get to visit all of this. That is the credit. This was told by Srila Jayapataka Maharaj. So that is the opportunity that we have. That if we are with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we can witness, Aishwarya in Vaikuntha. Aishwarya Bhav in Vaikuntha. We can go to a Bhauma Leela where she, Yashoda Maya is having Vatsalya Ras with Krishna, where Krishna is enjoying his Rasa Leela. We can go even for that. Where Krishna is, in Bhauma Leela, he's killing Kamsa. He's beating, the HELL out of Kamsa. We go and witness all of that. Everything, with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan party. That is the glory of this Kali Yuga. That is a special privilege as Kali Yuga, in this particular Kali Yuga that we have, by the mercy of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, that we have that access. That is why we say that Audarya Bhav is encompassing all the other rasas. We get to experience all the other rasas. Does that answer your question?
Yes, Mataji. Yes, beautifully explained, Mataji. I have never heard this bhavas. You have explained very beautifully and very in a detailed manner, Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji.
I'm just repeating whatever I have heard from my Guru Vargas. So that's all I'm repeating. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. What is your name, Mataji?
My name is Nitya Sarika Radhika Devi.
Thank you, Mataji.
It's wonderful to hear you, Radhika.
It was a very wonderful lecture. I just joined in the middle, but I will see the whole lecture. It's very wonderful, Mataji. Thanks for giving your association, Mataji.
Thank you. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Sorry for interrupting in between. A quick question, Mataji. Mataji, we have always heard that whoever is fortunate enough to go back to Godhead, Krishna will welcome them. So in such case, where it is the abode of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, who will welcome the fortunate soul, Mataji?
You tell me. This is Anuradha, right? This is Anuradha?
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yes, it will be the Sankirtan party. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, the Panchatattva will be there to welcome you and take you to see Krishna's Leelas.
Life, Mataji, that is the hope.
The Panchatattva will be there to welcome. As soon as we get off the ship, from ISKCON's ship, we get down, we run into the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. That's how it is.
Okay.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Okay.
Hare Krishna. Since we finished the Ashtakam today, so can you sing one verse at the end?
One verse, what?
Of the SaciSuta Ashtakam.
Oh, one verse. Okay, sure. Sure, Mataji. Thank you. Okay. What I'll do in the end is after we end the call, what I was thinking of doing is that I will just record all 8 of them and I will send it in to Gandharvika and she can share it with all of you. So I'll do that also. But as your request, we will end with the first verse of Sri SaciSuta Ashtakam. Nava Gauravaram Nava Pushpasaram Navabhavadharam Navalasya Param Navahasyakaram Navahemavaram Pranamami SaciSuta Gauravaram Pranamami SaciSuta Gauravaram Pranamami SaciSuta Gauravaram. Jai Shriman Gauranga
Jai Jai
Mahaprabhu.
Nityananda, Jai Jai Gauranga.
Hare Krishna.
Kalashda Mataji ki jai. Koti koti dandat pranam.
Hare Krishna. Thank you all so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you so much for wonderful class, Mataji. Very nice question and answer session. If nobody have any question, we can end the call here. Praying obeisances to.
No, oh my God. Just 1 second. I'm so sorry. Mataji,
Yes.
this beautiful, beautiful question. I'm singing. I hate to ask this. But you said that there were no deities before Vasudevaya started worshiping Mahaprabhu?
No. There were deities. Actually, there was, in Ambika Kalna, there was deities of Goridas Pandit. So there were deities. But what I meant to say is that, Vishnu Priya Devi, her deity of Dhameshwar Mahaprabhu, is of that same level as Goridas Pandit's Gornitai, Gornityananda, and how Gaur Gadadhar at Champahati, these are the original deities from 500 years ago. So she and her standards of deity worship, what she did with Dhameshwar Mahaprabhu is inculcated by what we have in our day-to-day deity worship today also. So yes.
So before Vishnu Priya deity worship, I'm not clear how was her worship of deities set apart from past deity worship?
Not really set apart, but her style was also unique. The way she, worshipped the deity. And I'm just saying that she was also one of those celebrated personalities whose deity worship was taken into account. That's what I meant. So it's not that, she did anything special or out of the way, but how she showed about having relationship with the deity is what we try to inculcate that same mood of having relationship with the deity,
So before her, look, people didn't have
that intense relationship. No, people don't have that as a personality.
Okay,
like
so
she.
That's actually what set her deity worship apart.
Yes.
It's the intensity of the relationship.
Yes, intensity. Yes.
With the deity.
Yes.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
No, thank you, Mataji. Thank you.
But
Hare
your
Krishna.
singing was heavenly. Thank you for that.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.